Good morning, everyone. This is Ganesh Batula here. I see everyone in the class who has registered on time and they are in the class on time. That's a fantastic thing. And I see our Naresh has already wished a good morning to every one of you. But some of you are in India, some of you are in UK, some of you are in US. So take it easy and we wish you a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And by the time we close the class, it will be a good night for you for sure. This presentation is more about EAM packages. What is this EAM and what I'm going to talk about the demonstration today? Sure, I'll be guiding you through the agenda. So I'm right now in India, but next week I'll be in United States, and we run the show from United States in a regular manner. So we have set up the institute in India as it is required with the full infrastructure, with the full technical staff and everyone. So this is one of the popular courses, the SAP EAM packages and SAP data services, information stewards. That's what I used to teach from last 2 years. Information stewards was in trouble, so we canceled the classes a couple of times, and I'm sorry about that for some of the students who enrolled for it. But now our new servers are here, and we are, getting up everything for the total EAM package. Before we start, do you have any questions or any concerns about my voice or the noise that you have on the phone? Please let me know if at all you feel anything, disturbing or anything concerned about my.
Kind of little louder,
Little louder, okay. I will put out my microphone a little far from my mouth. I'm a rock stone. I have a very rock stone voice. I wanted to imitate the MS Subbulakshmi, but then I could not. I don't know why. So, okay, now it should sound better because I lifted my headset very far from my mouth so that I can sound better. So I hope every one of you are doing really energetic today morning with this session. Let me see how can I pump up your energy. All righty. So I myself, as most of you know, I'm Ganesh Batula. I'm an ETL or data migration architect. I'm very passionate about training people. That has been my lifetime, dream, and now the dream came true. So the program objective is always it's been the same, and we are improvising. We are, making it better, as intense as possible. So this time, the intensity has taken a new turn because we have 4 people, technical staff sitting here who can assist you in lab coordination, in clearing your concerns or questions regarding the server access. So we made it more intense, and finally, we are also awarding, a small project. We are in a phase of or mode of building a project for every one of you who takes the EAM package. You'll be eligible to, take a small in-house project, which you can do it only for your self-evaluation. It is not for your resume. We'll have to self-evaluate ourselves where we are because after 44 hours of training, you need to, self-check. It's almost like you go to a driving school. You'll be very good until the trainer is next to you because he has the same gear and he has the same brake and a clutch pedal. But you have to make a self-check. After he leaves, you take out your car, try to go take out your husband or a wife for a ride. That's where, it's very important to check yourself, and then, you can be ready in the market for a job and we'll be able to help you. That's in a different story. Anyhow, the training, the intents of the training, we have strengthened that intensity. And now, earlier I used to always promise a quality learning, but it's not about quality now. It's adaptive learning. What I mean by saying, letting you know about adaptive learning is I'll make you to adapt to the environment, adapt to the ETL language, adapt to the terminology, adapt to the SAP world. So that's what we are going to do as part of the training. And entertainment has been always a priority for me in my training because I enjoy training and I want people to enjoy my training. So that's the reason I always try to be as much entertaining as possible. Don't take it personal anytime if I just use one of your name. It's just a random pick, nothing personal about it. So the program highlights always been the same, passionate and real-time trainers. We have extended our training into SAP BI administration, and it went on really well. The first time we did it, we had 6 students, and it really is almost reaching the completion of it. And everyone liked Govind the Party. He's also a US-based trainer. We have installed a server separately for our students to practice. I don't think even SAP gives you a real-time server that you can log in remotely, install, and then see how it works for you. But we are the ones who did that for the first time in the SAP BI administration part. Because I'm right now in India, I was able to, establish the training center in the same way. We have multiple internet connections, we have multiple, static IPs, everything is configured properly. So our passionate real-time trainer who joined the gang is Govind Kodlapati, and also there is one more trainer who is going to lead the show in the BI development module. His name is Kumar Pisapati. He is my ex-colleague, and right now he's in India and he'll lead the training from India. He has about 12 years of experience in business intelligence development. In fact, he's a project manager now, but still, people doesn't want to, leave their technicalities behind, though they go into the management roles. So he is the one who wanted always to be upgraded with his technical skills. The only way now he could do that is training people. While we train people, we learn several things, browsing through internet, browsing through materials, looking at the PDF. So that is all there as part of our education before we train. So the 24/7 remote lab. Earlier, though I used to tell it is a 24/7 remote lab, due to power issues, due to electricity problems in India, we were having trouble. If it is more than 2 hours, the systems used to turn off. But now we have increased the capacity. It can go up to 4 hours without power. But, if the government is not helping us, always there will be a break here and there, but still, now it is a full-fledged 24/7 lab monitored, by CC cameras, and there will be a data center guy sitting here almost 18 to 19 hours of a day who will take care of the lab. And then we do have lab support because the technicians will be here from morning 8 o'clock until evening shift is like 5 o'clock, and then the second shift people come and they stay here until 2 o'clock in the night to cover the East Coast stretch. So almost 18 hours a day, someone will be sitting in the lab to help you. And Sunday is anyhow a holiday, so we call it as an 18/6 lab and job support. Then recorded videos. Our recorded videos are popular than anything else because people make use of it. We all know that our mind has no capacity beyond 17 or 15 minutes of the lecture. But my lectures are 4 hours long. So I would try to manage, by having some humor in between, a break in between, a detour in between, a tech talk in between. That's always there. But still, when the technicalities are concerned, you want to practice something, the practical experience that we do in class, you wanted to rewatch it. You wanted to, listen to my rock voice one more time. And, instead of listening to music, my voice may sound better while you learn some technology. So we do that as our recorded sessions will be made available for you immediately on WebEx and followed by, we'll turn it to YouTube format and it will be available for you forever to watch. And then interview preparation. Yes, interview preparation is one of the very important things because now we extended our services to India. We are trying to place people in India only in certain technologies, not everything. Right now we are doing it only for data services and Salesforce.com. Those are only the two trainings we will be offering with placement assistance. I mean, it's not like a placement guarantee, but it's more of a placement assistance where we will, train you. We'll prepare you for interviews and we'll help, getting your resumes, not from me. I'll provide the projects, but there will be an experienced resume writer. It's a third-party company that will help you to, get your resume SEO, search engine friendly, and then it will have a basic introduction about you in a unique fashion. So that's why I go to the resume writers. And finally, there will be hourly and monthly job supports. So our C9C.co.in is capable of handling job support. It is a paid forum wherein there will be several, technical support people, which means it's not the in-house staff. They are all the people in the market who are real-time workers. And if myself am not available, still there will be 10 or 20 people for each of the subjects that they can take, take your question and reply and answer immediately online. So we have built a paid forum, and monthly package is the cheapest of all, so that you have access to several videos we post, several tips we post, and hourly is about your one-on-one session. You got stuck with a problem, we will ask one of the experts to sit with you and give it a solution. Those are the program highlights. Now then, let us jump into my favorite topic. No, it's not my favorite topic. It's almost every one of you know me very well. Whoever is on call got a self-introduction about me already. So earlier we were running the show only in US. Now we extended it to India, and my passion keeps on boosting. So it boosts my energy, it boosts my knowledge, and then it boosts my experience. So altogether, I have about 13 years of experience in the world of IT, out of which I work now in several roles, but my favorite role being ETL architect. I fixed to it. I'm not a people's manager, but then I work as a project manager, but then shift the gear back onto an architect. All right, about this particular course, it's the EIM package, as I named it. EIM package. Oh, he talks about EIM. Then how come he is talking about data warehouse? Data warehousing is a very fancy or a very popular subject. I can say not fancy. It's popular in the market. So data services. We'll have to talk a little bit of history about it. I'm going to come there to talk about a little bit of data services history so that you know why I started with the concept of data warehousing. So let's see. So enterprise information management is a business activity of creating, cleansing, integrating, managing, governing, and archiving structured, unstructured data used by an organization. That's what enterprise information management means. And I'm going to talk about how data warehouse complements it. There are more EIM strategic, solutions that are, not only data warehouse management. It could be master data management or data integration and quality management, or if you think information lifecycle management, enterprise content management. These are also very important, for everyone to understand. So I will talk about that in a minute. Data Services 4.1 Designer. That is the basic important thing that we'll be teaching you just after we complete the concept of data warehousing. The latest and greatest package or version of data services is 4.1. So 4.1 is the one which we'll be using for the first time in our laboratory. It's been installed, configured. So it will be a very advantageous thing that people who are getting in the market not only talk about the earlier versions, but now they are learning the latest version, so they are the greatest in the market. And data quality components, anyhow, data services in the next couple of slides, we see they come with the data quality components. So we will also train you on data quality components so that you are the you're going to compete your other technical or job aspirants in the same data services world. And though we teach data services administration, but this administration is not about installing, configuring, or fixing or upgrading issues of the server. This administration is more about after you install and configure, there are going to be several daily activities that an administrator has to perform, like creating user groups, giving them access, making sure that the performance of the server in good shape. All that as a data services administrator, you'll have to learn those tips and techniques. So that will be included as part of the EIM package. So the very important thing, I always have been running this course continuously for the past 9 months, if I remember correctly, because it has a very good popularity. Data migration using SAP data services and using the best practice all-in-one packages. I'm going to talk about what is this best practice all-in-one package. It's going to build a knowledge base for you. But this is also part of the course. If at all someone is taking an EIM package course, it is also included. And followed by the data services advanced development, because we have to get into the market with showcasing some experience that is a myth in the market. No one accepts you as a fresher, so we would also teach you data services advanced developer techniques so that you're going to pose same as Ganesh Bhatla. Now I go to the client and I pose myself as a top technical notch because I was working for 7-8 years within the same tool set. So that's the reason I also teach you some advanced techniques, tuning techniques that will help you, to pose like me. Okay, so profiling data using information stewards. After several months of putting in full stop to information stewards, we are restarting our information stewards, and this is one of the market powerful tools in the world of enterprise information management and in the world of SAP. Information stewards has huge number of openings. Trust me, you can go browse for it. You'll see how good it is doing in the market. Just by learning SQL with information stewards can fetch you a job. But anyhow, you need to have some, industrial knowledge, which means you need to be good at one of the domains, because a business analyst is the one in general who takes care of the profiling part. So you need to be a business analyst, or you should be good at or an SME in a particular domain. And then introduction to SAP BI and business objects. I know several people are getting confused about SAP BI and BW. Now they have separated BI from BW, and SAP BI is totally by using business intelligence tools like business objects. Business objects has couple of models of, couple of client tools that are Universe Designer and that are information design tool. And then the reporting part of it, if you look at it, it has web intelligence, crystal reports, it has Excel sheets, dashboards. It's all is now called as SAP BI. But people who went to training maybe a couple of years back, they get, they still think that SAP BW and BI are the same. No, they have separated those buckets. SAP BI is purely held within the business objects tool set. I'm going to talk about how these tools complement each other. So everyone who attends the AO package has to understand how to see the reconciliation reports, how to, how to understand the process of migration and view the lookups and master data, everything on the reporting module. So we introduce you to SAP BI module, wherein we are going to show a couple of universes that are very much required. Universe is a misnomer always, I feel, because I don't know why they named it as universe. People get confused when I say universe. Are you talking about solar system? No, sir, I'm not talking about solar system. It's just one single client tool called, the business intelligence client tool called Universe Designer. It's going to retire soon because they are trying to replace it by information designer tool, but still, it's right now in market and it's still hot. Okay, talk about my favorite topic, data warehousing along with business intelligence. Why I say data warehousing along with business intelligence is they both handshake really well. Without a data warehouse, a business intelligence solution is a hypothetical, which means the data supplied into a business intelligence report is always from a data warehouse. Let me check with the participants. Are we good so far? Or is there any confusion, or am I too fast, too slow, still sounding bad, or?
Good morning, Ganesh. Yeah, it's good.
Fantastic. All righty. So, data warehousing. In the computing world, a data warehouse is a database used for reporting. You see there, when it talks about reporting, a data warehouse cannot report by itself. Again, there will be business intelligence tools. The concept of business intelligence where you have to, make use of your own data to make a business decision. So how come they make a decision overnight about changing the tariffs? You suddenly will see a Sony television that was very hot in the market. Overnight they reduced by $400. It's a huge discount within a month. But then how they do it? Looking at the data, they will see how many Sony televisions of certain model is left over in the market, and they have to put them on clearance. Only then they can make at least the minimum. They can get it sold with a minimum margin at least. So how they make decisions? Just looking at the data. So as part of the data warehousing, this is what we are going to learn. We are going to learn the sources of business intelligence, effective decision-making process, the unified dimensional model. I use always Ralph Kimball data warehouse bus architecture to explain the concept of data warehouse. Because a lot of the people in the market take data warehousing few of them understand it as a concept, but I've seen, interestingly, in India, I have seen people calling me and asking data warehousing, and they assume there is only one tool in the market for data warehousing, that is Mr. Informatica. Mr. Informatica is living for the past 13, 14 years, and now it is in kind of a saturated mode for Informatica. But the market has turned really in favor of data services. I will tell you the reason being why it is turned in the favor of data services. Data services, you'll have to understand. Okay, in the next screen we will look at why the market turned. That's still a parking lot question. You can think about it. Why did the market turn in the favor of SAP data services when there are few other market hot tools like Informatica, DataStage? They are popular, they are famous, they are real good, effective ETL tools. But still, I will comment on why SAP data services could be a good choice for it. So Ralph Kimball model of data warehouse is the one which we'll use to explain the data warehousing concept, and we'll be creating and populating data maps. So end of the first part of the training, wherein you are not entering into the SAP world by using SAP migration packages and all, but still you'll be awarded, a project to create your own data map. So that's what we are planning to do, end of this particular data warehousing training. For sure, everyone will get a mini project already. Shiva, my friend, my coordinator, he started working on the project. We are making a documentation that is for your self-check, how much you learn and how confident you can turn before you get in the market to find a job for you. So this is about data warehousing, and we will take an example always of a retail data mart case study. Why we have to talk about business when we talk about a concept in IT? My friends, IT is not the major business. IT is only a supporter for a major business like an oil and gas company or a nuclear power plant or in a retail sales market. It is the backbone there. So we'll have to understand the business. We'll have to understand the business before we start understanding why IT is required for the business. So we generally make use of the terminology of retail data because we all go to shop every day to Walmart to buy something. We go to the supermarkets in India, Reliance World to buy something. So that is why we take care of retail data mart case study so that it complements your knowledge. So here is my agile data warehouse. It's an enterprise data warehouse I'm talking about. There can be multiple sources of data that you have to extract, that you have to cleanse, you'll have to transform, quantify, and finally you are the one who is going to build an ODS, operational data store. That's where you are now. The CRM tools are very popular in market, like Salesforce.com is taken away more than 90% of CRM market in the world. So the data entirely is being integrated into the operational data store, that is ODS. And from operational data store, the data is populated into data marts. The data marts are the ones which will form, an enterprise data warehouse. But why do we need enterprise data warehouse? The end goal of enterprise data warehouse is to help the business to make their decisions. So it helps you in your decision-making process. You see here those beautiful reports that are coming on the right-hand side. Those are the reports that you'll have to build end of the game. But these are the two, though it is one stream of the job, that is the data layer, still I will say these are not these are not the jobs performed by a single person. Though a person like me who is versatile enough, I do reporting part, I do, data warehousing, and I also architect the solutions for SAP data migration. So because I worked for several years, I could learn all these, different concepts. But then in general, for an entry into the job, into the ETL world, you could be working somewhere in the data mart area, or you might be working in the reporting part. If you get an opportunity to work on both, even take it. That's a nice opportunity because you are going to be really a big competitor for anyone who learns only ETL and your resume showcases ETL plus BI, then people are very happy to take it because the terminology is what is important. The communication between business and an ETL team will happen. That magic can happen only when you have always entire of the knowledge about data warehousing and business intelligence. So I will also introduce to the concept of business intelligence at the end of the story, before we wrap data warehousing. That is there as part of the course, but it is just a basic introduction. So that is about my data warehousing. This is the first part of the course that we will cover. So that is, after we complete the concept comes the tool. What can a tool do? It can implement the concept that you have in your mind. The theory in your mind becomes practical when you use a tool called data services, or any ETL tool in the market can actually build a data warehouse. But why we need to use data services as our own tool or as our choice? Obviously, it's market hot. Now I will tell you the story of data services. Data services, if you look at it 10 or 12 years back, there were 4 energetic guys who parted from SAP. They came out from SAP with a thought in mind. SAP systems are like a very complex systems. I call them as Padma Vyuha. Very complex. People know to enter into it, but it's very hard for even Abhimanyu, the person, the great warrior, even died in Padma Vyuha. It's the same way you will die in the world of SAP, because even now, if you go and talk to an SAP functional person or technical person or a data migration specialist or even a practice head, he cannot give you how many branches, departments are there in SAP, how many functional modules, technical modules, semi-functional, techno-functional modules, or programming modules in SAP. No one knows. It's a vast ocean. Or you can just get into the SAP system to understand. But I myself, I'm struggling for the past 2 years to understand the entire SAP landscape. So it's an ocean. So these people have found a trick. A small ETL tool called Acta. It's a company name Acta. Acta is the one that was dared enough to at least extract data from this Padma Vyuha of SAP. It does the magic of extracting data from SAP by connecting directly to the SAP application layer. It could extract data. Now they extended even to the data layer, but at first it was only as data services as a tool called Acta. It could connect to SAP, extract data from material master, customer master, vendor master. That's where for the first time it came. It's not OCTA, it is ACTA, Acta. So Acta is later, taken over by business objects. The reason why business objects took away Acta is earlier when I learned data services or data warehousing, the popularity is with a combination of business objects and Informatica. That is the first tool set I learned myself maybe 10 years back. Before that, I was just a database developer. Then I learned data services business objects along with Informatica. Then worked as an Informatica developer on a project and then later moved into a business object development model. They were handshaking. They were able to, catch the clients and say, we are a good ETL solution along with a reporting tool like data services. Sorry, I always keep telling data services because I got used to it for the past 2 years. It is business objects. So business objects and Informatica used to be real good combination. But later on, business objects thought a little bit about it. Why should I give share to Informatica? Because it's also very expensive tool, and clients feel a little bit annoyed because they are spending huge amount on ETL tool and few more millions of dollars on a reporting tool like business objects. So business objects bought over Okta, for a very reasonable amount, and it started, introducing ETL tool into their clients, saying, hey, I will give it for free, buy one, get one free. It got introduced into the market in that way. After it got introduced into the market, the tool has grown really big because people started using both reporting tools and ETL tools, and their metadata layer started integrating. It turned into one platform. So then they were in a handshake mode. That was real good. At that time, it used to be called as data integrator. That is when actually I learned the tool. When it's been transformed from Okta 6.5 into data integrator, that's the first time when I was working for General Electric India, I learned this tool. At that time, I don't know the power of this ETL tool. But later on, when I entered in the US market, there used to be only 15 or 20 developers that can work in data integrator. My resume was a hot pick in the market just because I had the combination of business objects along with data integrator. That's how opportunities knocked my door, really. And then, this particular tool is now into the SAP world because SAP bought over business objects by acquisition. It bought over business objects, and so data services being in their own bucket, data integrator being in their own bucket is also merged into SAP. And so now there are clients outside SAP and inside SAP world for this data services, data integrator, or business objects. They're all one platform. I'm going to show you how they are one platform. I'm going to talk about the architecture. So as a data services developer, what will you learn? Data services, a designer. That is what is very important for you to learn. And you start talking about source, start talking about target metadata, and then ETL framework. As an architect, I'm not going to teach you what is in the tutorial. I will teach you the architect style of it. I will teach you the framework. I will design a template for you. Because even while learning MS Word or any of the Office tools, we generally look for templates. But there are no default templates in data services. As an expert on the tool, I'll be the one who will teach you how to design a template. The secret, I got a couple of projects just because I could design templates. How I entered into SAP world from non-SAP world, because I was a pro in data services wherein I was able to show the client and convince them these templates are going to be a really good starting point for their project. And the clients were very happy about this framework technique and templating technique. That's what I teach to my students. That has never been included in any course. Anywhere you go around the globe, no one teaches you about framework and templating in data services. But I do it because it's my favorite concept. And then we will talk about creating batch jobs, troubleshooting batch jobs, functions, scripts, variables, platform transforms, integrated transforms, and finally the error handling techniques. That is what you are going to learn as part of the designer module. Data services, there are two modules. One is a designer, the other is the administrator. So you will learn the designer module, and here is what the concepts that you are going to learn. So we are going to, extract data from heterogeneous environments. We will really get into SAP extract data. We have Oracle as one of the source. We have SQL Server as one of the source. If we want, we can connect to Salesforce.com and extract some data. I will show you how to extract data from flat files, XML. PeopleSoft we are not covering, but Excel sheet, yes, we are covering. So If you look at it, we will use source as SAP, target as SAP, we will use Oracle as source, Oracle as target, SQL Server can be used, a Cloud file can be used, an XML file can be used, but an Excel file cannot be used as a target. It can be used as only a source, which means you can extract data from Excel, but you cannot load data into Excel using SAP data services. So I call this master tool as a data doctor. SAP Business Objects Data Services application can help by delivering a single enterprise class solution for data integration, data quality, data profiling, and text analysis, and allows you to integrate, transform, improve, and deliver trusted data that supports critical business processes and enables sound decisions. That's what is important for a business, a business person. So I call this as a data doctor. It's not just the ETL tool guy. It is not just the ETL tool. It is a very powerful enterprise information management solution that we have in the market so far. And these are the components of data services that we are going to learn. I'm going to teach you about designer. We are going to talk about local repositories, central repositories, administrator, what is a web application, what is a job server, what is an access server. All this is going to be the topics that we are going to cover as part of the course. As part of the data services designer course, you are going to learn all this. Designer or developer for me is one and the same. So that is what you're going to learn. And SAP data quality. Now the world has changed. Let me ask you a question here. We all visit restaurants, isn't it? 7 days in a week, you go to a restaurant that is kind of in a very much affordable. You'll go to a mess wherein you wanted to just get your meal. You're going to go economically, cheap. But once in a week, you wanted to go to a top-class restaurant where the ambience looks really good. That's where I talk about data quality as that restaurant that you picked with an ambience that you want to sit with your girlfriend and have a cup of coffee or, a pot of biryani there. So world has turned in, right now, that used to be in the earlier days of my career. But what I can say right now, all the IT people every day visit quality restaurants. Quality restaurants, not about quantity. There are several restaurants who will serve buffet. Buffet is, I always feel it, the leftovers of the entire week is going to be served as buffet. So that is the quantity food. Quality food, you ask for a biryani, dum biryani, my favorite, that is being cooked right away from the oven. The supplier comes there with a magic plate before you, wherein it's been decorated really well. In the same way, a business needs data. Business needs data like your hot, fresh cooked dum biryani. So we'll have to understand the quality concept. We'll have to understand the data quality concept, how we can profile data for the quality, because, after they serve the biryani, you can estimate if it has good cashew nut, it has good saffron or not, it has good chicken or not, it's been cooked properly or not, what is the quality of basmati rice. This is all, data profile. How you profile your biryani, how your mind and eyes can scan the biryani. We are going to do the same magic with the data quality tools. So describing data quality services is a very important part of the training. So I will do it for you. I will introduce you to a couple of data quality transforms. We will be doing address cleansing using these transforms. We do data cleansing using these transforms. So without quality, I always call a project as a failure. So now it gained the popularity. From past 2 years, people are working. I worked myself on a data quality assessment project using information stewards and the combination of data services. Forget about the toolset. But the quality of data is very important because, the concepts like master data management, master data governance came into picture just to, support business with the quality of the data, So if you look at it, we'll be covering data quality as part of, data services class. And also the very important thing to give you a little bit of history about data quality tools that are in here. Data quality is not again owned by SAP or not, neither it was owned by ACTA or neither by Business Objects. Data quality company is a different company. It used to be called as a First Logic. First Logic is the one who has introduced data quality tools. But anything hot in the market, the big giants like Oracle, SAP, or you name, all the top MNCs, they're ready to acquire whoever invents a new tool that they see efficient enough to make some business. Oracle acquires it, or the competitors acquires it, SAP acquires it. In the same way, First Logic is bought over and made into one single tool. So it is named as data services. So from ACTA into data integrator into data services. So data services is a combination of data integrator and the First Logic tool, data quality tool, combinedly called as data services. So it is a one-stop solution that can, do everything, that magic. So here is how you measure the data quality. This is kind of a default report that is generated by data services. You are not going to do anything. It just generates this kind of a report when you have a job, when you use a transform. It gives you end of the day saying there were 100 addresses, out of which you see here the blue color and the brown color. So the blue color is unchanged address. However, it was in the source, they are transformed the same way. Whereas, the brown color or the changed address. Why do they need to change the address? Any idea, guys? Do you think address standardization is very important?
Yes.
Any one of you?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead, my friend.
What I understand is when the address is entered, suppose it is Howard Drive, if it is HOWARD and DRIV, if the address, suppose the business user or user enters that as Howard DR Drive, so at the time it will standardize that, saying that this is the address, it is available in the particular city. So at the time it will give the standardized address as full name. However it is maintained in the database, in the record.
You're right.
Same way.
You're right. So if you look at it, most probably we are humans. Humans are prone to make errors. If I type my address, I always type it in a wrong way. I pick up a wrong zip code, or I always pick up a wrong street or something, a city in a wrong way. To do a quick test, you can go on to Amazon.com. If you type your own shipping address in Amazon.com, it will, suggest you a new address. So why should Amazon.com suggest me my own address? Will be a question mark, right? I know where I am living. I know my zip code. But world has turned into automation. Every one of us are using GPS, maps. How does these maps work? These maps work with the data that you supply. And the data you supply is in 100 different formats. I write my own home address as Aurora Terrace. There is no street behind it. There is no, avenue or anything. It's the address is like this: 38000 Aurora Terrace. What is this Aurora Terrace? Terrace is also similar to the street or avenue. So there are several standards in data quality. And USPS in US at least, USPS, United States Postal Services, if you standardize the address in their own format, they give a good concession. Why they give a good concession? It is just the reason they are in a certain standard. And if you look at your own mathematics, browse through your mind, your mathematics. Here we used to do do a shortest path algorithm. What was the shortest path algorithm? The shortest path algorithm that we used to do is nothing other than, finding out how we can go with the 5 different places in the shortest amount of time. That is the same thing in here. When you use the GPS technology, there are 100 letters, 100, gifts to be delivered. USPS has to scan the address in a way that it can deliver it in the faster way. So that is where, they measure the data quality. Every day, the data that comes into the systems are dirty, and your address cleansing transform can standardize them. That's what I mean to say. Why would Amazon suggest your own address? No, it will standardize your address. And then comes the SAP BODS administration. SAP BODS is a platform independent tool that works both on Windows and Unix. So in order to become a real administrator, you might have to, have a little bit knowledge about Windows or Unix administration. That is the basic of that particular course. And then you can go for the separate course as SAP BODS admin that we are going to start in couple of weeks. Next time when we do the administration, we are merging of business intelligence along with BODS installation, configuration, and administration. But still, I just give it as a compliment because I myself, I can do administration because I have installed these servers myself and I'm maintaining the servers. With a little support, but still, I'm the one who, creates local repositories, central repositories, job servers, server group, or, user group, wherein I will be demonstrating you the same thing. Some of the activities of an administrator. That's what you'll also learn as part of the designer course. This is all been covered as a designer course itself. The only thing that we don't cover in designer is migration to SAP because that is a whole new concept by itself which will take 24 hours at least for me to explain you. That part comes into the second part of the course. Data migration. I'm going to talk about. But here is the data services architecture, my friend. Look at it closely. If you look at it closely, what we see in the user interfaces, a CMC. CMC is not from data services or it is not owned by data services. It is there on the BI platform. I'm going to show you practically right now. I'm going to get into the system and show you how these complement each other. It is one single platform. You see here the CMC and then management console. This is the data services management console. And then comes information steward. Parallel to it is the designer. You see here, these are all together called as user interfaces. That is what we are going to learn as part of the class. So these are all being covered. The top 4 components that I'm showing, people who enroll for EIM get the information steward. If not, information steward is not covered as part of the base course, but I'm talking about the full EIM package. The top 4 parts will be covered within, data services course. The EIM package course. The platform services, look at it even closely. Entire platform is there on SAP Business Object Enterprise. So, data services earlier used to be a standalone installation, Business Object is a separate installation. They merged both. How could they merge both? They both speak English. They have the same language of communication. That's the reason they are being merged, and they can handshake. The exchange of metadata is very important. See, right now, Ganesh Batula is able to communicate with 6 or 7 people who are from different parts of the world. But we have a common communication mode, that is English. If at all I start talking in my own mother tongue, or mother tongue is my own, right? So in my mother tongue, it's going to confuse several people in the class. So the platform is in an integrated environment. People who can, build a universe can as well as build on a job. They both speak the same language. And comes the technical part of it, that is job server, access server, real-time client, that is also there for very much good for data services. So we will learn a little bit about the platform because administration is also part of the course, but we are not going to be a full-fledged administrator until you know basics of Unix or Windows administration. And we will more focus on the repository, a CMS, an information stewards repository, a data services local repository. This will be 100% focus. We will cover user interfaces, we will cover repositories, and along with data services, the entire components of local, central, administration, everything is covered as per the class. All right, and now comes the favorite hot topic in the market, the SAP data migration using BPAIO. BP, it raises everyone's BP. When you look at this particular code, guys, the program is written by experts. It's business its business has this important requirement. In order to implement SAP 2 years back, it used to take a couple of years or more than 3 years for an SAP migration project to happen. Clients were facing this challenge. Clients were always complaining to SAP, come on guys, give us a solution that I wanted to implement SAP and you are asking me to invest 100 more millions into human resources, 100 more millions in the project to just move the data. That is where they came up with a solution, that is best practices all-in-one packages. Or, they also call it as a rapid deployment services. Whatever they call, it is the same thing. Whether they call best practices for data migration or all-in-one packages or they call RDS, they are talking about the same. And the good thing about this particular course, earlier I used to do only the AO packages. But now my friend Deva, who is an LSMW specialist, he helped me, he volunteered a 6 hours lecture in the last session, in the previous training batch. There he delivered even a valuable session on LSMW node. LSM is nothing but legacy source workbench. That used to be a tool that is, capable of loading data into SAP. That is in the past. But now it is being replaced by data services. You talk about any project that is happening in the SAP world, they use only data services for, data. Data services team is supposed to provide data for any SAP implementation. So they came up with a package. It's like the ready-made meal. All we need to do is add some, sugar, salt, chili, whatever you want, how spicy you want, and then make use of it. So we'll cover as part of the course the business process overview. Because see, I always go by this. Without understanding an ERP system, there are several inquiries. I can, you can look at it. We also advise students saying, people come here without knowing what is an SAP ERP. They want to become an ABAP programmer, an FICO specialist, or an SD specialist. But I asked them a question: what is an ERP? Why is it required? I never got at least answered. I never found at least one person that I actually counseled in India who could answer what is an ERP. But we, as part of the course, we teach a business process overview and then process of migration. When I say business process overview, I will talk about a business. I will talk about my favorite pickle business. That is what we take as a concept. And then we will tell you what is an ERP system, an enterprise resource planning, application. Then after we know the application, we talk about process of migration. Process of migration is nothing but, I give a simple example. You are relocating your home. I am relocating from United States to Hyderabad. I have to move all my belongings, right? If I am with an MNC, they pay for my relocation. But why will I move all the junk into my Indian home that I am building? I will not get the junk. I will standardize. I will pick up, I will hand pick saying this is good, this is bad, this is not worth it, and then move them step by step. They cannot fly with me in the same flight. They have to come, if I'm shipping my car, it has to come in its own way. So there is a particular terminology for SAP migration. So we will do a step-by-step demo on BPDM. BPDM stands for Best Practice Data Migration. So we'll map your data to AIO. AIO is all-in-one. So all-in-one is a package delivered by SAP. So we will map your source data to that, and you can actually load it into the SAP system. You load the data into SAP application. We will demonstrate how we load and go and reconcile. And I will give you an overview of information design tool or universe design tool. Both are almost the same. Then we will talk about web intelligence and reporting, of these reconciliation reports that are published as part of the AO packages. That is what we cover as part of the SAP data migration using best practice all-in-one packages. And then here is the architecture. This is the architecture that is being defined and demonstrated by SAP for a data migration project. So this is the same architecture we will be building. We will have flat files, we'll have databases, we'll have applications, XML. We all extract data together, cleanse them, then transform them, validate them, and then push it into SAP by using two methods. One is our file. When we have files, it is LSMW. I will show you because my friend Deva is the one who is going to give a 6 hours demonstration on how we take flat files and load it into SAP without data services. And then myself, I come into picture when I talk about IDoc methodology. IDoc stands for Intermediate Document. IDoc is a very easy way and effective way to transform data from any source system into SAP. That is what will be covered by my. And then finally comes the business intelligence reports. That is the reconciliation report. There ends the game of data migration. This is all being covered, and this takes an extra of 20 to 24 hours. So if you are joining the EIM package, it is going to be a 40 to 44 hours of data services along with 20 hours of business data migration using AO packages. So you add it, it's like 64 hours, in which we also wanted to introduce you to information steward, add again 16 more hours. So you are more or less looking at 80 hours of class in an EIM package. Though I say 80, it is a plus 4 or 5 hours always because of technical difficulties, because of students being very enthusiastic and keep the class really interactive and entertaining. Because I had one of my favorite batches just on the day my boy was delivered. This happened in June and July. I still have those videos recorded, and I enjoy those videos because there were 12 people in the session. Everyone were very much experienced in the SAP world. I was a fresher in SAP during those days. They are the one who shared their knowledge about SAP and experience. I was the one I was sharing my knowledge about data services and how I implemented data migration into SAP. So we complemented each other. That was a very good knowledge sharing session. So the classes went on to 60 hours. Even they wanted more classes. My boy was born just on the day of the last class, and we postponed it, and people wanted me to continue the class. I told no, I wanted to spend time with my boy because I planned it in the way that the course has to end on something around August 8th was the due date. I thought we are going to close that, but my boy got delivered 15 days before, so I have to postpone the class and then make it arrangements for the next week. But we did it really in a fabulous manner. I enjoyed that session. Out of all the sessions I made, that was a very knowledge sharing session that I did so far. So advanced developer. So as I told you, we have to mimic ourselves, saying we are the best resource in the market. How can we be the best resource? If you are doing, advanced developer concept. So all you talk about is your mother. She's an advanced chef, which means she never measures anything with spoons and she never tastes the curry for 10 times, right? How does she do that? It's just out of experience. And if she can share her experience and she can, transform the same experience into the child also can do it. So I am the one who is a master in this tool, and I will give my experience, share my experience with you, how I become an advanced developer, how can we, tune this for the best performance, how you can use or maximize the push down, parallel execution, and then distributing of data flow execution, and then bulk loading options. These are all being covered as part of advanced developer concept. And SAP HANA, this is just for information purpose, guys. This is what we cover as part of the course. I forget to actually add the information stewards slide there. Pardon me, because we removed it. I forget to add it back. Information stewards, we will cover the data insights, wherein you are the one who is going to learn the profiling. You are the one who are going to build the rules, scorecards, if you enroll for the EIM. So pardon me for not including the information steward slide here. I missed it. And then comes HANA concept. Why I have put a slide HANA here is, HANA is totally looking towards data services to provide data. There is no other tool in the market that can load HANA platform or HANA systems. SAP HANA is a game-changing real-time platform for analyticals and applications. People are moving from data warehousing into HANA in the world of SAP, not everywhere. And it has the ability to handle big data, predictive capabilities, and text mining capabilities. But who will provide the data? Data services is only the tool that can load data into SAP HANA. I'm telling you, it's going to be a very big deal for the next couple of years or next decade, I can call it, because SAP HANA is not that easy to implement. Business have to, invest $1 billion to get an SAP production system. So if it is $1 billion project, think about how many resources will be there, how much, how long it can go. Though with data services, HANA is going to take a long time. But the very important thing, at least in Indian market, there are no resources on data services. All that were good on data services moved to USA or Australia or UK. Because we were a very small team of data services professionals like 6 or 7 years back. Now at least I have trained 100 people last year, which means, there are more resources. But what I am telling is, India is going to be a real good market for data services. Informatica is retiring. And then comes the SAP MDG and MDM. So who provides data for master data governance and master data management module? It's again data services. There is a huge dependency of every SAP module on data services. Because without data, without oil in the car, though you have a beautiful car, it can never move. Without a driver in the car, it can never move. So data services team is going to be the driver. It is going to be the petrol. It's going to be the gasoline. That's only when you can start riding or taking for an SAP ride. So it is very good in market, no doubt about it. So you are going to be a champion. If at all, you learn data services. I myself am just spending time on, learning several other theoretical concepts in SAP. SAP HANA, SAP MDG are the ones which will make me more popular. I'm learning HANA, and if I get a chance, so now it's your time, guys. Thank you for bearing my rock voice here, and go ahead with your questions if you have.
Yeah, Ganesh, this is Devi.
Tell me.
Question is I'm already a developer in BODS and I'm working for the past 2 years. So I came here for data quality component and at the same time data migration techniques like AIO. So my question is will you cover entire data quality transformations and data quality transformation related options in information steward like data insight and the last option like cleansing packages and all?
Yeah, cleansing package builder, I can comment on it. So here is what I can tell to the rest of the crowd who is listening to the class. So Devi is already a 2 years experienced person in the world of data services. So he wanted to enroll for the AIO packages, information stewards, and data quality components. So this is for only people who already have a base of data services. So please don't get confused on whatever we are going to talk in the next 5 minutes. So Devi, here is what it is. So the first part of it, we will also teach data quality in a way that is just only for the beginners, wherein I will talk about a couple of data quality transforms like USA address cleansing or global address cleansing and data cleansing. But we don't have the entire of the directories because there are about 252 directories that, the country's data that SAP sells for data quality. So we have a couple of address directories. So we will try to use those address directories. But I generally cover global address cleansing, USA address cleansing, and country ID transform, and then data cleanse transform, match transform. Those are the ones most probably I will cover in the data transform. But talking about information steward, I worked as an information steward developer for about 3 to 4 months on a project in which we are the first ones who used 4.0. So I will give you end-to-end story on data insight. Every topic of data insight is going to be covered. But when it comes to the data, quality packages that are available on information steward, those are the packages that are pre-built. You are not going to develop any package there. You are going to only buy a package and make use of it. So I will show you, I will share my own knowledge, whatever I have. I can't say 100% I am, confident on those cleansing package module, because you can do data cleansing package yourself by building some rules. I will show you how we build rules for data cleansing, but because we never used it in that particular project, the packages that are there, except the form cleansing, except the name cleansing. So, but I will give you a very depth knowledge about data insight, because I did enter it. All right.
Yeah, and the other tabs in the information steward, like
metadata management. Yeah, metadata is also one of them.
Okay.
Right.
Will you cover? Yeah, other tabs.
Yes. So we will more focus on data insight and a little bit focus on the rest of the module, because my practical experience is on data insight. So I'm 100% confident that I can do justice for data insight. And we used only a couple of packages in data cleansing using information steward. I cover it. But metadata management, that is also one of the modules there, which I can only give you theoretical knowledge, because practically I never worked on metadata management. That's the reason I'm honestly letting you know upfront that we do only that. Whereas in the AO packages, yes, end to end, including the reconciliation report, I can do justice, because I was the one who actually worked on vendor master. We extracted data, transformed it, plugged it into the AO packages, loaded it. I was the one who developed even a couple of more reports than what SAP provides. So I am 101% confident on AO packages that I can, give it to you. On information stewards, as I told you, only a couple of modules are covered 100%. The other two modules that we have, that metadata management and data cleansing package builder, will be covered only here.
Okay. Comes to BODS, like are you going to cover this real-time jobs and XML handling, and at the same time extracting data from SAP using different methods like SAP data store?
Yes, we will cover it. We will cover SAP specific source, which means what is that? Now I have to stammer a little bit here. It's ABAP data flows. Yes, we cover the ABAP data flows. There are two connectivity methods. You can directly connect to a database and extract, or you can connect to the application layer and extract. It's more or less like that. We cover all those options as part of the data services. Yes.
Will we use IDocs and other methods to extract data in this session?
For extracting data, we don't use IDocs. For loading data, we will use IDocs.
Will we use IDocs in our class and all?
Correct. For loading data, the AO packages or data services can load SAP system only with the IDoc method. There is no other method. But as a complement, we also give you LSMW method, because lot of the times in interviews they chew you asking whether you worked on LSMW along with data services. It becomes an asset for you. That's the reason we cover both LSMW and also AAOs, wherein we use the IDoc method. You're right. We cover both IDoc and also LSMW load, and we cover both the extraction methods that we have in the.
Okay, fine.
Alrighty, any other questions, guys?
Hey Ganesh, Naresh here. Hey, you mentioned you are going to introduce SAP Business Intelligence also, and also you mentioned you're going to cover SAP HANA along with these SAP Data Services and BODS, right?
No. HANA I'm not going to cover. I'm still learning HANA.
Okay.
HANA is the one which uses data services for data loading. But I myself, I never worked on HANA. So in general, as a promise for myself, I will never demonstrate something that I never worked on. So I worked on business intelligence modules of universe designing, report designing, dashboard designing. And then I worked on AIO projects and data services, which is data warehousing project. So that is what the major coverage of the course will be. HANA will be a different program that we will start, because my next project is going to be on HANA. Soon I will get onto the HANA project, and after 3 or 4 months, if I am comfortable teaching HANA, I will do. But right now I don't promise on HANA. We will get the market trainers and then.
And also in BA, you said you're going to cover Excel, CS, and like all those, stuff,
Oh,
right?
that is a separate module by itself, my friend. But I will give you an introduction how SAP BI works, how the universes look like, how the reports look like. That is only an introduction. So you cannot, become a BI developer just by attending that introduction. That will be useful for you when you want to interact with business. When you want to interact with the BI.
These two are different branches, right? Okay.
Correct.
Which one is having like more opportunities? Is it like a BA side or a BODS side?
BA side, people are there for the past 10 years. Business Objects was a very popular tool in the market for several years. So for me, data services is going to be a hot tool in the market. But what I can say is, for people who does not want to work hard, reporting tools are a little bit easier because they won't burn your day and night. ETL tools, a little bit hard. You must be strong in SQL. You don't need PL/SQL programming and all. You need to be good in writing a SQL statement. So we gave actually a 16-hour session on Oracle. Right now they are available for free of cost on YouTube. We have posted it, shared it to everyone. So if you have a good understanding of SQL, then you are the right person to take data service. So let me show you what is on the BI platform here. As I promised, this is our remote server, in which if you go into the BI platform, if I go into the central management console or BI launchpad. So BI launchpad is for the reporting, where you will see web intelligence reports, Excel sheets, dashboard, the information steward scorecard, and data services dashboards. Whereas central management console is the administrator module. So let me log in. So it is one platform which facilitates all these tools. If you look at it here, in the left-hand side, I'm just doing a drop-down here. If you look at it, you have data services as part of this. So data services is here. You see here, information stewards is here. And then Crystal is also here. Every connection, you see here, OLAP connection, query processing. These are all, happening only from one single platform. So I have to give you introduction, because when you are in a meeting, people talk about universe, you then ask them, are you talking about solar system? It won't be good. So I will try to, give you enough information on, general knowledge about business.
Yeah, that will be helpful. Thank you.
Any other questions, my folks? So here is a BI platform, what is it? Launchpad. Launchpad is the one, it will take you into the, dramatic world where you see everything colorful. Everything in business intelligence area is colorful. You see here the application, BX web application, the module is other application, then analysis edition for OLAP, Crystal reports for enterprise, BI workspace, then web intelligence applications, information stewards. So these are all part of the BI launchpad, which are all kind of a reporting tools, out of which web intelligence is a very efficient method, and I practically worked on it, so I pick it up. And then information stewards, I will show you the scorecard. People can go and see the scorecard here. It's not a development module, whatever you are seeing here. It is only for the visualization of the profiling report and also the scorecards. All right. So these two will be introduced to you. BI workspace is more for the BI BW people who has already known to SAP BI world, how it used to work. So that is about BI workspace. So these are all the modules that we will introduce you. And if you want to become an Excel sheet developer or a business intelligence developer, universe designer, or a web intelligence report developer, that's a separate course. So we are introducing one special thing this particular program. The special thing, what I call is, earlier we used to give only remote access to everyone, that you have to log into our servers using remote desktop. For the first time, I'm opening up my server. The designer will be installed on your local computer, and you don't need to log in anywhere. You are like working with SAP servers directly on the internet. We made that kind of infrastructure here. So it is more friendly than the previous method. This is the first time we are going to practically implement that methodology. So, it is kind of a little adventure that I'm doing, but sure, with all your support, I will be a successful person to, reach a goal in that venture. So my goal is, right now we are doing Oracle. Oracle is in a successful mode. People never face much challenges. They have the client version. They can always, have the backend as our server. The same method is used for data services. I was able to connect, from an internet, IP, and it worked. In the same way, we'll do business intelligence. So it becomes more of an enterprise environment. Like after you get into your, job, you will feel you're working in the same way as you were trained. So that is what we are trying to create. So any more questions, guys? All righty. So if no complaints,
if you guys start tomorrow, what time are you guys starting?
We have two. Yeah, we have two. Sets of time that we decided. One will be the morning. 7:30 to 11:30 US Standard Times, or it could be evening 7:30 to 11:30 US Standard Time. The US, in sense, I wanted to do it in the East Coast times if I don't have any participant from California. And please, encourage us by providing some references, blessings. You can always email your personal opinion about our sessions, how we are doing. So we are in a mode of improving the quality every time that we do a session. We are improving. We see that there's a growth in our maturity in our training. So you can visit our Training Cloud channel, wherein you have a lot of sessions that we are posting. We are sooner starting even ABAP and SAP BI developer module. So please let me know if someone is interested in ABAP. We have 3 enrollments for ABAP. We are looking for 2 more, and we will start the ABAP session in next week. And SAP BI development module is also going to start next week after the administration is complete. So here are our contacts. Reach us at c9c.co.in, or you can call our US number or Indian number. Someone will be able to help you. So please look for my email. After 4 to 5 hours from now, you'll have a finalized schedule. So for people who are attending from USA, I know you just sleep and get up, then you have the session there. But tomorrow, let us do this. Not to confuse everyone, whoever is on the session. Tomorrow it will be evening session, 7:30 to 11:30, which means California times morning 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock, PM to 11:30 PM in India, which will be like 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. in USA. All right? So let me know if the time works for you. That is our regular time that we do. So we are continuing with the regular time without confusing anyone. So see you tomorrow evening, 7:30 to 11:30, with more energy, with more inputs, with more knowledge. Over to, let's close the session and catch up tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us on this session. I enjoyed it, and let me know if you have any concerns, questions. We'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you, and you have a good day.